history. Geographically, the Middle East can be thought of as Western Asia with the addition of Egypt, which is the non-Maghreb region of Northern Africa, and with the exclusion of the Caucasus. The Middle East was the first to experience a Neolithic revolution, as well as the first to enter the Bronze Age and Iron Age. Historically, the Middle East was the birthplace of the Abrahamic, Gnostic, and most Iranian religions. Initially, the ancient inhabitants of the region followed various ethnic religions, but most of those began to be gradually replaced at first by Christianity, and finally by Islam. To this day, however, the Middle East has, in particular, some sizable ethnically distinct Christian minority groups, as well as Jews, concentrated in Israel, and followers of Iranian religions, such as Yazdanism and Zoroastrianism. Some of the smaller ethno-religious minorities include the Sabak people, the Mandyans, and the Samaritans. It is somewhat controversial whether the Druze religion is a distinct religion in its own right or merely a part of the Ismailist branch of Shia Islam. Since ancient time, the Middle East has had several lingua franca: Akkadian, Aramaic, Greek, and Arabic. Arabic is not commonly spoken in Turkey, Iran, and Israel, and some varieties of Arabic lack mutual intelligibility, disqualifying as distinct languages by this linguistic criterion.
The Middle East is a region that is politically and culturally part of the continent of Asia, or Africa-Eurasia. The center of this region is the land between the Mediterranean Sea and the Persian Gulf, and the area extending from Anatolia, the Arabian Peninsula, and the Sinai Peninsula. It is sometimes said that the area includes the area from North Africa in the west to Pakistan in the east and the Caucasus or Central Asia in the north. The media and some international organizations, such as the United Nations, generally consider the Middle East region to be Southwest Asia plus Egypt. Most Western literature defines the Middle East as the countries of Southwest Asia, from Iran to Egypt. Egypt, with its Sinai Peninsula in Asia, is generally considered part of the Middle East, although most of the country is geographically located in North Africa. By the middle 20th century, a common definition of the Middle East encompassed the states or territories of Turkey, Cyprus, Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, Iran, Israel, Palestine, Jordan, Egypt, Sudan, Libya, and the various states and territories of Arabia proper, such as Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Yemen, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates. The three North African countries of Tunisia, Algeria, and Morocco are closely connected in sentiment and foreign policy with the Arab states. Since the middle 20th century, the Middle East has been the center of world events and has become a very sensitive area, both from strategic locational, political, economic, cultural, and religious process. The Middle East is actually a vast reverse of crude oil and is the birthplace and spiritual center.
There is major regional organization in the Middle East called Arab League. League of Arab States, as known as Arab League, is a regional organization of Arab states in the Middle East and parts of Africa. Formed in Cairo on March 22 in 1945 as an outgrowth of Pan-Arabism. The founding member states were Egypt, Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and Yemen. The other members are Libya joined in 1953, Sudan in 1956, Tunisia and Morocco in 1958, Kuwait in 1961, Algeria in 1962, Bahrain, Oman, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates in 1971, Mauritania in 1973, Somalia in 1974, the Palestine Liberation Organization in 1976, Djibouti in 1977, and Comoros in 1993. The aims of the League in 1945 were to strengthen and coordinate the political, cultural, economic, and social programs of its members and to mediate disputes among them or between them and third parties. The signing on the April 13 in 1950 of an agreement on joint defense and economic cooperation also committed to signatories to coordination of military defense measures.
Current issue. LGBT issues in World Cup Qatar to the threat of sanction from FIFA. LGBT and sex outside of marriage is considered a crime under Qatari law, which carries a criminal penalty. This has become a serious concern for a number of world football fans, especially in Europe, who have spoken out loud about the rights of LGBT groups. Some of them claim to have cancelled watching live in Qatar because they felt unsafe. The national teams from European countries competing in the 2022 World Cup had planned to wear an armband with the One Love logo to support LGBTQ rights during the tournament, but they abandoned this intention after receiving a warning from the International Football Federation that they can be punished. In Wednesday match, the 24th of November 2022, the German national team made a silent pause during the photo session before the match against Japan. The silent action was a form of protest against FIFA's tweets, which were considered to silence their voices. Denmark is also a country that has threatened to leave FIFA, like England and Wales, which plan to wear the One Love caption armband before finally refusing because of potential punishment from FIFA. In addition, one of the supporters of the Welsh national team was also banned from entering the stadium because he wearing a rainbow hat. One of the journalists from the United States also experienced the same thing because he was wearing a rainbow shirt.
Not only that, some time ago, England, Denmark, and Germany had threatened to leave FIFA for banning the LGBT campaign at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. But recently, the International Football Federation or FIFA has again allowed spectators to use rainbow-colored attributes at the 2022 FIFA World Cup. The permit came into effect from the second round of the 2022 World Cup group stage. Reporting from The Independent, Qatar, as the host, has also provided guarantees on this issue after a number of incidents related to the ban of the use of LGBT-themed attributes by the captains of 7 UEFA member countries. In addition, the 2022 World Cup Safety and Security Operational Committee said that it guarantees this. Mentioned fans' items with rainbow nuances will not be confiscated when they want to enter the stadium, whereas previously, FIFA's ban regarding the use of rainbow attributes during the 2022 World Cup drew polemic from the public. Even though prior to the event being held every 4 years, Qatar had said that LGBTQ+ was illegal in its country. If there are violations related to homosexuality, there is a penalty of imprisonment for up to